May this be one of the best moments of your life. You're listening to the Business Mirror Podcast for a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopace.
Good day, I'm Dennis Estopace, and welcome to Wednesdays with John Mangun, a podcast to be anchored by John Mangun, a columnist for the Business Mirror newspaper and who operates a website titled mangunonmarkets.com. Mr. Mangun will share with us one of the many pieces he wrote for his column titled Outside the Box, which is published every Tuesday and Thursday in the op-ed section of the Business Mirror. We hope you enjoy your Wednesday with John Mangun.
We just came through the Christmas season, and that's a time that we should be thinking about peace and goodwill to all men. But it is also the most intense time of the year for consumer spending. And almost all retail businesses make or break their profit picture for the year during this time. Now let me say first that the American consumer is probably the most ignorant and therefore foolish when it comes to money and spending. For example, a study made a couple of months ago showed that the majority of Americans had not yet paid off their debt, primarily credit card, from last year's Christmas shopping, and will therefore be carrying more debt when the calendar turned to 2020. Now granted, credit cards are part of everyday life in every economy, where the citizens don't cover their private parts with banana leaves. However, there are also many economies, the Philippines included, where people spend only the cash that they have. The average American has more than one credit card, while less than 10% of Filipinos even have one credit card. And when it comes to financial literacy, Americans score poorly. 20% in the U.S. still believe their currency is backed by something. The majority think that the money that they deposit in a bank is still owned by the depositor, despite the courts ruling repeatedly that it is not true. The bank owns your deposit. Nonetheless, there are much larger information gaps that involve us all. Enough American bashing for now. In 2016, for the first time in history, the physical amount of 100 US dollar denomination bills surpassed the number of $1 bills. This is a big deal when you consider that as of 1998, the number of the smaller denominated bills was twice the number of the $100 bills. Note that this happened during a time when the use of all forms of electronic transactions increased significantly and governments were discouraging the use of cash. Further, almost 1.5 trillion of the world's cash, with $100 bills making up the vast majority, is unaccounted for. Where is that 1.5 trillion of physical money? The Federal Reserve of Chicago estimates that 80% of all $100 bills last year were actually in circulation in foreign countries, not the United States. While we know that in unstable economies, people keep some of their wealth in dollars, if they can do that, like in Venezuela. However, it is not just a dollar thing. The German Bundesbank calculates that more than 150 billion euros are being hoarded by Germans in Germany. Australia's central bank says its best guess is that as much as 10% of its currency is missing. New Zealand started printing a new banknote in May 2016, and it was circulating along with the old banknotes. And the Reserve Bank of New Zealand says 75% of the new currency bills are unaccounted for. The Royal Bank of Australia's governor said, "The biggest use of cash as a store of wealth is in safes, under beds, and at the back of cupboards, both here in Australia and elsewhere around the world." Look, the significance of this is that people hoard physical cash when they are worried about the future. Here in the Philippines, about 14% of physical pesos are unaccounted for. However, this is probably not due to hoarding, but the fact that bank account penetration is low.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mirror podcast. For a broader look on business, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Business Mirror. Until next time.